Hello, everybody, and welcome to Speak On It Comics, where we discuss any and all topics in the wonderful world of comics. My name is Charles. I'm with my partner,
Eli.
and today we are going to spotlight some comics we think you guys will definitely enjoy. So we're just going to talk a little bit about them. No real spoilers, but just to give you a little bit of synopsis about what the story's about, and you guys can choose for yourself if it's something you want to get into. But before we do that, we definitely want to send our condolences and our sympathies to the family of William Hurt. We lost, just over the past week.
Yeah.
And, he definitely solidified himself as being part of the comic community with his depiction of the great General Thunderbolt Ross. I'm a big Hulk fan, so I appreciated what he was able to bring to that character. Definitely he's going to be well missed.
Yeah. Yeah. He was talking about History of Violence too.
Yeah, he was in History of Violence too.
That was a good comic book movie.
That was a comic book movie as well.
No
superheroes. It was just a straight, film, gangsters and shootouts. And
Darabont was the director of that, right?
I believe Darabont, which 6 Degrees. Darabont did Walking Dead, so 6 degrees.
Look at that. All comic book connected. Look at that.
It's all connected.
There you go.
So, but yeah, no, definitely our condolences to the family, and you'll definitely be missed, Mr. Ross. I'm hoping he can, he was going to be
Red
the
Hulk.
Red Hulk. Yeah. So, definitely. So, great loss. So, without further ado, let's get things started. So, the first comic I'm going to point out that I read was really amazing was Ghost Rider, issue 1 by Benjamin Percy and Corey Smith. Here is the cover here, really amazing. I am a huge Ghost Rider fan. This was really interesting. We've had so many different iterations of Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
We had Carter Slade, which was the original Ghost Rider from back in the day.
That's the cowboy one, right?
That was a cowboy, yeah.
Okay.
Later becomes the Phantom Rider. He had a horse, a flaming horse.
Yep.
So,
That's pretty cool.
So, the Budweiser sign,
There you go.
So, and then we had, obviously, Johnny Blaze came in 72 with Marvel Spotlight issue 5. So that was a depiction of the great Johnny Blaze, who was a stunt car motorcycle driver and doing death-defying feats and everything.
And he was depicted by Nicolas Cage, right?
He
Johnny
was
Blaze.
depicted as
Not
Nicolas
the best movies I know, but this is part 2. Part 1 was... Wait, what do you think of part 1 real quick?
Part 1
As a Ghost Rider fan.
As a Ghost Rider fan, I felt like it could have been great, but it didn't hit the mark for me. Blackguard, the villain, is a great villain in the comics, and I just felt like they cheapened him out a little bit.
Like a bad rock group.
Yeah, basically. People don't realize how bad assery Blackguard is, so he's, but I thought that it was okay.
Wasn't there a comic with Ghost Rider, Wolverine, and Captain America versus Blackguard?
I believe there
Back in the
was.
90s?
I believe there was. Yes. Well, it's interesting because that particular Ghost Rider, Johnny Blaze, who got the spirit of vengeance from doing a deal with the devil, never do deals with the devil.
No.
Even some human
Or corporations.
Don't do deals
Politicians.
with the devil. But see,
Sorry.
not all. But
Not all, yeah. True.
But I will say that it was a pretty interesting take about his, him giving his soul and all that other stuff to the, the devil because someone he loved was dying. So he chose the dark path and he became the spirit of vengeance. And then we had Danny Ketch in 1990, which was very interesting Ghost Rider because his Ghost Rider was by circumstances. I mean, I think him and his sister happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know too much about Danny Ketch other than
I think a lot of people later on got whiff of him more than Johnny Blaze. Or people, the younger generation.
I remember Blaze. My boy Marlon used to read those when we were kids.
Oh yeah,
90s Ghost Riders he had.
See, that's what. Yeah. So really great, really great story. So I think his sister was about to die or something, and he grabs the motorcycle, and he actually get inflicted with the spirit of vengeance there.
Ah, interesting.
So it was, and then also. I believe Danny Ketch and his sister is the long lost siblings of Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Then we had Alejandra Jones. She was a female Ghost Rider. and she was actually, yeah, they actually they actually introduced her during the Avengers. I think it was an event called the Fear Itself event. So she was introduced there.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So
wow.
And she was tricked into becoming the Ghost Rider because I believe her. She grew up in the tombs. I think there's some guy named the Keeper. He kind of helped, had her to grab the enchanted chain, this chain here, and she became the female Ghost Rider.
How long did she last?
She didn't last too long because it started to really corrupt her so badly that Johnny Blaze came and took it back.
Okay, so they got the original.
They got the original back.
Okay.
And then we have Robbie Reyes. We can't forget about Robbie Reyes, which came out like in 2014, I think.
And he was even in the Shield show, right?
He was in the Shield show, season 4. So if you guys, Robbie Reyes is, I like his story because I think he was like a legal race car driver. I think he was like an ex-gang person or whatever the case may be, but he wants to do right for his brother, his family. His brother is paralyzed. He's in a wheelchair, confined to a wheelchair, so he wants to make a better life for him and his brother. And the Charger that he's in, because this Ghost Rider has a Charger on fire. So the Charger he's in is actually of a serial killer, and that's where he got that spirit of vengeance from, because it was possessed. The actual car was possessed, like car,
Chucky,
like Christine.
Like Christine.
Yeah. So.
Well, that's old deep cuts. Wow.
I remember Christine was great movie, by the way.
What was the movie with the truck that had Green Goblin's face? Was that another possessed car movie?
Overdrive. Yeah, I think it was like a sort of computer Ghost in the Machine type thing going on.
There we go. Look at that. We'll put the posters up for those who have no freaking clue what we're talking about. Because I know like feeling what?
So fast track into this particular Ghost Rider, and this is actual Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. So where is Johnny Blaze now? Well, he is married to his long sweetheart, his high school sweetheart Roxanne. 2 kids.
Roxanne.
Living in a picket fence house and all that good stuff.
Okay.
The problem is that there is some visions that he is suffering from. Some type of accident he had, and there's some visions. We don't know if it's real. Could that be the real reality that he's in or not? We don't know. So it has a very horror-esque element to it. I felt like Marvel's going back into their horror genre with Werewolf by Night and Tomb of Dracula and all that stuff. And I know they've been, like, we got the Mobius movie coming out. So I think horror is really going to be the next genre that a lot of these comic book movies are going to
makes sense.
Push forward. So, really great story. I think you guys will love it. You guys should pick it up. This is the first issue, just came out maybe about a week or 2 weeks ago.
So still at the store.
Still here.
Fortress of Solitude, 50 University Avenue.
I mean, come on, guys. You're a Ghost Rider fan. Pick it up. It's off the chain. Well, off the enchanted chain.
Watch out for possessed cars.
Watch out, right. Watch out.
For that one.
Now we got our Pump It Out partner, Matt, who is going to come in and we're going to talk.
He's a real Nightwing fan, so I'm going to take the seat back here. Oh, I just gave away what it is.
No, it's all good. Nightwing. I had to show the cover.
We got Matt and Don Pepe in the house.
Matt and Don Pepe. Hey, what's going on, Don Pepe? I tell you.
He likes you look at him.
He does. He loves comics.
What's up, Charles?
Don Pepe
loves Charles.
So, Nightwing. So this is by Tom Taylor. And the artist who is on this, which I do apologize, what you call it. Her name is Redondo. Redondo is the artist on this. So really cool cover. And it's interesting. So you're a Nightwing fan.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about why Nightwing is such a big character in your eyes.
So, of course, Nightwing is the first Robin, Dick Grayson. And the cool thing about, about being a big little brother is that Nightwing's the one, Robin you can say that he actually broke away. Like he took everything he can learn from his father figure, Batman, everyone else, Superman as well, and he became his own like we talked about in the last, I guess, comic, the Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
You know, they even said that like he's trying to learn to be his own person. So, and then you got the Battle of the Cow. He took it over.
Right.
So I think he's the most fully flushed Robin. Like he's not perfect.
I agree.
You know, and he cares. And I think where Batman's kind of like, listen, I care in the shadows. Like you know him, everything he does, like he wears his heart on his sleeve. And I don't know if this is the issue that he announced that actually, I guess spoilers. So Alfred gave him a super amount of money. So I don't know if he talks about he has his money,
Right.
and I think he's talking to Barber, and he's trying to figure out what can he do with it. So like in this is not that he's battling, and he's still recovering from the shot in his head from way back, but he just got his memory back, and now he's like, listen, punching people in the face is great, but how does that help the homeless? How does that help anything else?
Right.
So he's trying to be more than just a superhero. And if you read like the Grayson comics, it's just
He's trying to be what Bruce Wayne should have been.
yeah,
Like instead of dressing up as a bat, he should
of
be
course.
people.
So like, so that's why he's in Bloodhaven, and I think where we pick up in this issue, Bloodhaven's pretty much they show you is run by Blockbuster, and yeah, so he's one man fighting the system because the cops are bored, the government, like everyone in that town is all corrupt. So he's like, I have a bunch of money, let's change this. But that's pretty much. Without going into a deep dive into Nightwing, is why pretty much I think Nightwing's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I was impressed. I mean, I haven't read a lot of comics, a lot of Nightwing comics, but I will tell you, I'm a big Tom Taylor fan. I love his writing, and I will tell you, it's fun. He is dating Batgirl. They're in a relationship, and she is a ride or die in here. Like she is his ride or die. Everyone should have a ride or die, and he definitely has one. His back is against the wall. Won't tell you why, but there's some situation that's going on, so it's back against the wall. There are some really fun moments, some hurrah moments that happens in here. If you're a Nightwing fan, I will tell you, I'm not even that well versed in Teen Titans and Nightwing, but it's really fun.
Do you think it's true?
It could be. It could be. Well, I think there's two things. There's two reveals. You're right. I thought about what you said. There's two reveals in here. So I think that we're looking at the barrel of something that from his past, his history, as the Graysons. You know, so they do go back in the past. But then also there is another thing that's going on here that was really fun moment. You know, if you're a Nightwing fan, you will definitely enjoy this because this is. I mean, I think we're almost several issues in by now. Tom Taylor's been doing
90,
it.
I think we're up to
Yeah.
issue 90.
In issue 90. So really fantastic. Pick it up. I think it's collected in graphic novel form, so you probably won't be able to pick up the issues at your local comic
You
shop.
should
But
start at 79 though.
79, right? Yeah.
And I don't know if you deep dive into the new villain. His first appearance is on the cover.
Yes.
But in 79 he appears at the end. And
Heartless is his
name.
name.
Is Heartless.
And he goes by that name. I mean, he's definitely heartless. Bro.
Yeah, it's not like every time I hear it though, you know, I'm a nerd, so Kingdom Hearts pop in my head. So
Think of Blackguard.
I'm waiting for Mickey, Goofy, and Donald to come out and whoop his ass. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know, but he's not even like the main thing, which I like.
Yeah, that's what I like too. He's kind of in the shadows, but he's definitely making an impact here.
And it's a good story. This story arc, I would say.
And he has hands.
Yeah.
I mean, Nightwing finds out he has hands.
I read it.
So
And
Without spoilers, I read it.
check it out,
You
guys.
should, you know, if you're following Nightwing,
Yeah,
his past is catching up to him. Even I like how they incorporate the bullet that he took, and that's playing a big factor with his fighting. Like he's passing out, and so not only if he's like handicapped, but you know he's still going through his past. And I think that's what this story arc is all about. At the end of this issue, it explains why. But not only is that bullet in his head is taking him down a couple of notches, is that he gets a real, real shock at the end of this episode.
That was the
By
bullet in his head
Destination.
from KG Beast?
Yeah. Actually, KG Beast is in the newest episode, the newest comic too.
Okay, so yeah,
That was
guys, pick it up.
back.
I'm telling you. I mean, like I said, it's probably collected in graphic novel by now. So I mean, they're usually good, Marvel and DC, about breaking up those graphic novels. But pick them up. Pick it up. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it.
Here at the Fortress.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember. Read Grayson. Grayson's a great comic, but let me swap now.
He was falling asleep on my
He
hand.
said read, see the new Superman and Batman movie coming out. What is it?
Super Pets.
Super Pets.
We gotta do it.
That's right,
Super,
Super
Pets. We'll have him host.
Now,
I'll swap off.
He'll lick himself.
so the next comic I had to do is Eve with Victor Lavalle.
Mm-hmm.
Great cover, great art. Joe Guillaume is the artist, and let me tell you, really fantastic story. It's a post-apocalyptic story, and basically the planet is dead. It's basically engulfed in water. It's flooded, and Eve is she's an 11-year-old girl, and she is the only hope for survival. Now, how is an 11-year-old girl is going to be the one that's going to be the only hope? It's interesting. Her father is a big-time scientist, and he's left clues for Eve to find in order for her to be able to bring life back to our planet. And let me tell you something. There's some really emotional cues in here, some pretty emotional deaths in here, pretty emotional story plots in here. There's also not only the fact that the Earth is engulfed in water, but there's a virus, and the virus is attacking a certain type of people, which we won't get into. You got to read it in order to find out. But she's up against a lot, and you feel for her. You feel for her as a character. She has a teddy bear. I'll show you from the other cover.
Very reminiscent of AI.
Yeah.
AI.
Yeah.
When I looked through it,
Yeah, it's very, and the story plot is not only just her, but the teddy bear is a very important story of this part of the story as well. So definitely a really great concept. I think that they did a great job. There was points in this book that I read that I really felt for her. Like there's some sad moments, there's some really like I said, some emotional moments here. So I think you guys will definitely enjoy it.
Now you were telling me the backstory of that. I found that interesting. Who created it? You want to tell them a little bit about like who created the story or the married couple? Yeah, so the married couple, they went and they wanted to tell their story. They're very eco-friendly, want to save the planet type individuals. The difference here is that they wanted to tell it in a comic, but they didn't want to hit you over the head. They wanted to tell you a great story, but they wanted to input that message. And I thought that was really cool. That they wanted to, tell this type of story. But really, I have to say it's one of my favorite reads. Amongst those as well, but it's as an independent story. If it's something that you want to pick up as an independent, if it's your first time getting into independent comics, this is definitely one of the ones. And I think it's all collected now. It's all I think the 5th issue, the last issue just came out. So now, do you recommend this story as someone with girls? Do you recommend this story for the younger female audiences?
I do. I recommend it for everybody, to be honest. I think there's a little bit of something of this for everyone, no matter. It's going to touch you on all levels, I think. So that's
deep.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah, so really fantastic. So I saved the fun one for last, and that is We Ride Titans. And this is by, going to open up the book here, and this is by Tresdine and Sebastian Perez. And this story is very interesting. You're a kaiju fan, I'm sure.
Yep. Pacific Rim, big one. It's Godzilla, the original.
I mean, okay.
King Kong could be considered one.
Who is your favorite Kongzilla?
Kong.
Hands
all
down?
the way, hands down.
Hands down?
I love gorillas. Hands down. I've been called it so many times my whole life. It's stuck. It's stuck. I got all the NECA figures. Kong's my favorite. Because he was the original. You think about it. 1940s
they did the little stop motion.
That's true. That's true.
So it's
They
like
did,
he was
yeah.
kind of the OG before Godzilla.
Before Godzilla, yeah,
Yeah.
because Godzilla became, I think, out of the Atomic Age.
Yep.
I think, yeah. So,
Yeah. So Kong, sorry.
yeah. But I'm a big Godzilla fan. I'm kind of torn. I'm like, it's like my kids. It's like you love them both, but differently. You know what I mean? I love Kong for his heart and everything. I love Godzilla because
Yeah,
he just
that's
a
it. He has
badass where he lives.
personality,
You know, and he's fought some, like, I mean, he's fought.
They fought each other.
Yeah, he's fought each other. They
We're
fought
not
other
fighting each
creatures.
other, but-
They fought like the three-headed.
The
You
King
know,
Ghidorah.
yeah, Ghidorah, yeah, and all these different Rodan, you know, all
Yep.
these different. So this particular story takes some very, very similar to has that kind of Pacific Rim type of plot line, but this is different because the characters here, so they're in Hyperion Town, which is a city. Each city has a kaiju problem, and everyone has a protector, which is a Titan, which is a big gigantic robot. And the funny thing about this particular story is it's generational. So only this particular generational family, the Hobbs family, protect this town. And so it's almost like a generational cop or a generational fireman, like great-grandfather, grandfather, you know.
Passed
So
down.
it's passed down. The problem here is that you have two siblings. You have Kit and you have Dej. Now, Dej is the person that's piloting the Titan, but he is not doing well. You know, psychologically and mentally, he's drinking on the job, things like that. So he's not doing a great job. But Kit, she decides she wants to do her own thing. She does not want to be a part of this. She doesn't want to, you know, she wants to do something different with her life. She doesn't want to follow in her family's, you know, so-called legacy of being Titan Rider. She wants to live her own
The
life.
reluctant hero.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So something bad happens to
heroin,
Dej. I won't tell you what. You know, but something happens to Dej. Kit has to make a choice. She has to make a choice. Do she continue doing what she does, or does she?
Does she heed to the call?
Exactly.
One day we got to go over Hero's Journey, by the way.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a great concept by Bob Campbell. Very
Yeah.
good song.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very
he
great.
knows.
Very great, but really interesting story. It's fun. It's enjoyable, and if you're a kaiju fan, I definitely recommend it. It's up to issue 2.
The cover. You remember Cadillacs and Dinosaurs?
Yes.
Comic book?
Yes.
When I saw the cover, immediately I thought of Cadillac Dinosaurs.
I actually thought of the Outrun game.
Outrun,
Remember
yeah.
Outrun? The car,
The red car, right?
The red car.
That tips over, then they fall out and they get back in.
Imagine
Yeah.
Outrun with a kaiju. They should redo that.
You never know. Never know. Outrun versus Godzilla. King Kong.
Just saying.
There you
Just
go.
saying. So we just wanted to just pick out these particular choices. Like I said, I think you guys will definitely appreciate the, you know, like I said, just as
Fantastic
story
Four for the week.
readers, comic readers, superhero, supernatural, Echo, you know, and then robots and
Kaijus.
monsters, you know, just for everybody. Or if you're into
go.
one of this or all of it,
It goes to show comic books are not just one thing.
It's really it.
It's everything.
I agree.
It's what this can make. I
Exactly.
tell my students all the time, whatever you can create, draw it.
You better believe it. You better believe it.
So on that,
Yeah, so I think we're done. And, you know, thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us. As always, we love your support. We love everything that you guys have done and rock with us for this, since the beginning. So
appreciate it. Yeah, we've been going strong.
Yeah.
Like kaijus.
like kaijus.
There you go.
Yeah, that was the one thing. This thing that I think it was like kaiju hits hard, family hits harder. That's the tagline.
Ooh, I like that.
I like that too.
We're family.
Family hits harder. That's right. So you guys have a good day, and again, don't forget to speak on it. And bye bye for now.
Stay encouraged, people. Talk to you soon.